Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another 2024 presidential election prediction. This time we're doing a family battle of fifth cousins and fellow presidents Theodore Roosevelt and FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Now, I had trouble choosing FDR's running mate was easy because Harry S. Truman was both his most recent running mate and the man who succeeded him to the presidency once FDR unfortunately passed away. But with Teddy Roosevelt, it was hard choosing between Charles Fairbanks, who was his running mate in 1904, and his vice president in real life, versus Hiram Johnson, who he ran with the Bull Moose Party in 1912. But I chose Johnson because he was the most recent, and aside from that temporary affiliation with the Bull Moose Party, he was otherwise a Republican. Now, I think that simply being a Democrat on the ballot will help FDR win the usual modern safe states for Democrats. Basically, I've gone through this routine several times already. I'm sure it's gotten boring. So, FDR will win those. Probably these. Teddy Roosevelt, it's hard because even though he was a Republican, he was a progressive. But I think simply being a Republican in the modern day will help him win in the South. In the traditionally Republican areas. I'm making a mess here. The usual states. So, it's really hard to gauge how Alaska would perform. I say it still remains in the GOP column. Once again, Teddy Roosevelt was a left-wing president for his time, if anything. As I said, of course, the divided nature of the modern nation, it'll help him in these very Republican states, even though he's a liberal. South Carolina, I think, will go to him too, for this reason. Texas is hard. I say that it's lean for Roosevelt. The Texas voters may not get so excited about, a liberal Republican, but they figure he'll be better than, frankly, far left FDR. North Carolina and South Carolina are hard too. I'm not sure how either of these men performed in their respective days in these states, but that doesn't matter since this is modern. I'd say FDR had a sort of charm that'll win over these voters. So, lean margin for North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida is a lean margin. They all go Republican because they're kind of Republican in real life, and this is all just a big stupid joke anyway. Rust Belt goes to FDR. New Deal policies work very well with these white working class voters, likely from Minnesota. Ohio, I think, will be lean. Missouri will be likely, not as conservative as some of these very conservative states. Lean GOP for Iowa, likely for Indiana. Arizona, McCain family, likely, huge shift from 2020. These guys are brought back from the dead. McCain family endorses Teddy Roosevelt or something. FDR wins Nevada. And because I don't feel like zooming in anymore, all in Nebraska goes to the Teddy Roosevelt ticket. And Maine to the Democrats, just to keep it fair. Fairness is landslide. You know what, I lied. I did zoom in. So this is a pretty close election, but FDR remains undefeated in presidential elections. 5-0. I mean, if we're talking about 5-0, I mean, NFL teams over the past few years have started 5-0 and haven't even made the playoffs. But we're going to ignore that because this is politics and not football. And Teddy Roosevelt remains the sad political loser he was after the 1912 election, where he destroyed his party and allowed Woodrow Wilson to take over. So enough with my little rant, my little tirade there. I'm a little tired. I've been recording videos back to back. Peace out.